Morning, yogis and yoginis at home and in the studio. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning. It's going to be warm today and even warmer tomorrow. So we are defrosting, and what a better way to start the day than to have a practice of yoga, right? So we do have hope now with the vaccines and people getting out more. We don't, however, take off the masks in the studio, so just be aware of that if you're planning on coming to a practice in the studio, which we recommend a lot. We're going to start on our bum bums, technical term. And just bring yourself to a seated position, something that you can relax in. Adjust yourself so the sitting is completely effortless. Your hands can do whatever they need to do. Pay attention to releasing the shoulders and lifting the crown of your head to the ceiling. You can float your eyes shut. And I invite you to soften your belly. Let it fill in the air you need and then extract it. Such a beautiful muscle. Holds all the spine from the bottom up. And with us women, it's also the cradle of life. Keep breathing, supporting yourself from the bottom up. And let's take together a big breath in and let it go. One more time, big breath in and let it go. Beautiful. Switch your weight a little bit forward. So you are hovering over your legs or your thighs, just a tiny bit. Move one sitting bone up while pushing your body to one side and then to the other. If you need a visual, obviously look at me. It's not something I cue always. So you rock from side to side and lift that sitting bone, but you do it effortless and with your breath. And at some point start rocking around forward from one knee to the other, coming to center and switching to the other side. And incorporate that lifting of the bum bum, of the sitting bone on one side and then the other. I'm with my eyes closed, but please do what you need to do. One more time to each side. Again, hands can do whatever, but mine are on the knees. It's just natural. And come to a sitting position again, tightening the core. Rub your hands and place them on your chest, one on top of the other or one on the bottom on your belly, whatever feels best for you. 2 really long breaths here, just connecting to the breath. And then open your eyes and smile and bring your hands up. Look up to your hands, but roll those shoulders down. Keep that engagement of the core there. And then lower your head to your chest. Once again, rock your head back and forth. Lower those shoulders, engage the core. So keep on breathing and finding that groovy breath of this movement. 1 or more. And come to center. Bend to the left and bend to the right. Just a few movements as if you are a tree in the wind. And the next time you're on the right, float your hand to the ground. Inhale. Exhale, bend a little bit deeper and stretch the hand over your head. Now pay attention that your shoulder is not falling in. You keep on pushing it to the back. And come back to center. Take it to the other side. So left hand floats to the ground. Inhale. And twist. No, it's not twist, it's bending. Come on back up. Walk the hands forward. Release the head and rock it from side to side, or say no, say yes. Again, releasing the cervical spine, especially in the morning, sets the tone to release the whole spine. Then walk back up, switch the legs if you're sitting in a position that one leg is on the front. If you're sitting in hero pose, just stay. And again, hands up, bend to the right, float the hand to the mat. Inhale, and on your exhale, stretch it. Stretch the hands and bend the side of your body. And come on back up. Take it to the other side. Hand to the mat. Stretch and bend. And at the same time, open your chest. Come on back up and walk the hands forward. So the reason I'm doing it with both legs in the front is one of my slogans, or the things I always say. In yoga, we don't look for symmetry, but we do aspire for balance. So walk the hands back to about a step away from your legs. Push your body forward, open the legs behind you, and voila, we're in table. Knees under your hips, wrists under your shoulders. A little bit of cows and cats here never can hurt you. So find that groove with your breath. Inhale on cow, but find that rhythm in which every sip of air helps your movement. I like to roll the shoulders back and open my scapulas in cat, tucking the tailbone in and untucking it. And at some point come to neutral. And when I say neutral, I mean tucking the tailbone in just a tiny bit, pushing the mat away just a tiny bit, and looking down. So the cervical spine is an extension of your back. And now think about a cup of water. And the water level is straight if we put it on your back. Nice. One more breath. And push back to child's pose. Walk the hands, excuse me, walk the hands a little bit forward, just a tiny bit, so you have that stretch in the upper back. With your exhale, push forward and drop the hips. You can look up or stay in a very, very moderate upward dog, no necessity to go all the way. And again, push back to child's pose, create that stretch in the upper back, and bring it back to stretching the hip flexors. And then once you are back in table, open those knees and circle around the hips. It doesn't matter which direction you choose first. We're going to do the other. Some people don't like to open the knees. Maybe try that. I love opening the knees. It allows me to dig deeper into the hip and switch directions. I also go all the way forward with my hips when I come forward, so that's another option, and almost all the way back to child's pose. But again, it's your choice. You can also do small circles here, just warming up. It depends how flexible you are in that joint. And at some point, come back to table, neutral back, adjust, adjust, adjust. You always have to adjust yourself. Tuck your toes under and lift those knees up just an inch. So you're still thinking about the cup of water on your back. Don't let it fall, don't let it shake. And on your next exhale, push those hips up and almost back to downward dog, but then bring them back to that hover. So you're moving from hovering table to almost downward dog on your exhale. Inhale, come back to hovering table. Exhale, almost downward dog, almost because your knees are bent. And come on down again. Last time, hovering table. And you release your knees to the ground. Now push back all the way, sitting up on your heels. And here, if it's not comfortable to you, I would recommend to actually work through it. So important to open the feet. I'm going to show you here. We are not really accustomed to do this, and it's so important. This is our base. Beautiful. Keep on sitting on your heels, maybe swaying from side to side if you're comfortable here. If you're not, don't do that. But that shows you how much mobility you can have. We all have it, by the way. We all do. And then come on back to table, untuck your toes and tap, tap, tap. Release that stretch. Sit back without tucking the toes. Circle your wrists a little bit. I love to do magnetic wrists, which means I imagine I have magnets around my wrists, and I'm rolling only the wrists to one direction, and obviously we're going to do the other. I also stretch my fingers as I do that, and switch direction. And I usually finish with back of your hands into your chest, lower elbows as far as you can. That will create that stretch you need on the inside of your forearm. Breathe and bring it back to table. Tuck your toes under. Push that hip or those hips up to downward dog. First downward dog, or almost first one because we were there. I love bending my knees and lifting my heels before I pay attention to the space between my ears and my shoulders. So roll those shoulders back, say yes and no, and then pedal your feet, lowering one heel at a time to the mat. Keep on walking the dog. And come to stillness. Inhale and exhale. And on your next inhale, bend the knees plenty, almost to that hover. Look in between your hands and walk to meet them to a forward fold. Feet are hip distance apart, and let gravity pull your head down. Hands can be in ragdoll, so opposite hands all holding elbows, or just on the ground if you need some more support. With every exhale, let your head be heavy. With every inhale, push those hips higher, but just a tiny bit. On your next inhale, bring your hands to your thighs and rise up slowly, 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 tucking the tailbone in and then letting the spine find its way. Roll those shoulders back, but tuck the lower core by pushing the hips a little bit forward and tucking the tailbone in. And I want you to start paying attention to your rib cage. Don't flare them up. They have to come in as well. So I'm creating this really strong block here. Open the hands, roll the shoulders back, and breathe. Inhale, circle sweep the hands to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, hinging from the hips all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Micro bend the knees. Push the hips back. So shift your weight to your heels. Maybe your toes can come up just a tiny bit. And then bring your hands over your head as an extension to your back. Tuck that tailbone in a tiny bit. Remember, not flaring the rib cage, so push those rib cage in without rounding the back. So that is difficult, but that's where you want to be in halfway lift. And release down. That's core, you guys. And now just a regular halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. And shoot the legs back to plank. Every time I say plank, you can lower your knees in order to regress. And remember, regression is progression. And we need both. So don't judge yourself. Tuck your tailbone in, engage the glutes, and then check the upper body. Are you pushing the mat away? Beautiful. Engage the core, suck the belly in, look down to your mat. Breathe. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release yourself slowly to the mat, all the way down. Untuck your toes, leave the hands next to your body. And now, on your exhale, engage the legs into the mat and peel your chest up, baby cobra. Roll those shoulders back and release the head down. Inhale and release. Push yourself to table. Push yourself to child's pose. One breath here. And we're back in table. Tuck your toes under, pushing back up to downward dog. Make sure you do those small adjustments that you need. I have come to a position without need of movement. Tiny movement, but I still need it. Inhale and let it go. Bend your knees plenty. Look forward. This time maybe hop to meet your hands. And palms of your hands under your feet. Step up on them. Release the head. Push those hips up. Pull the leg down. The hands down, sorry. You are pulling with your hands, so the head is down. Maybe straightening the legs. And release. Inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, come all the way up. On your exhale, all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Remember that core engagement and pushing the hips back. Exhale, come to plank. Maybe jumping to plank. Up to you. Chaturanga Dandasana is next, so pull forward a little bit over your wrists. And then halfway down. Untuck your toes. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Walk the dog and come back to the breath. On your next inhale, right leg rises. Try to maintain the hips at the same place, square to the ground. Bring the right leg behind your left on the ground. On the ground. Yep. So you're kind of Xing your legs. Walk the hands a little bit closer, just a tiny bit, so you can lower the back heel too. That will create a beautiful stretch. I hope you feel it. And walk the hands forward a little bit. Bring the right leg back up. Bend to your chest. Lift the back heel, push forward, flex the foot, and step it in between your hands. Runners. Lower the back, knee to the ground, untuck your toes, and come up. Rise up. So I'm stacking my shoulders over my hips, but I'm also making sure that my base is sound. And I do that by opening a little bit the hips, engaging the glutes, and I imagine I have something in between my legs and I'm pushing them to hold it. Open to a twist to the left. Sorry, to the right. Keep on engaging those glutes. That's going to help you the next position. Inhale. Bend back, trying to bring the right hand down. Keep on engaging those glutes. And bring it back up. Circle the hands or bring them down to frame the front leg. Tuck your toes under and come to runners again, only to push up to high lunge. So my back leg is super active. My hands are open to the ground, so I'm grounding myself there, but I'm paying attention to my front knee. Don't let it sway, and don't let it come out of position, which is over the ankle. On your next inhale, shift your weight forward by pushing with your toes and come to airplane. Inhale, exhale, come down, back. Inhale, push forward, coming to airplane with grace. Come down. Last time, push forward. This time, bend the standing leg, bring the left leg to meet it, and come to chair. Beautiful. One breath here, and release to forward fold. Cha-cha-cha, bend the knees, release lower back. On your next inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, maybe jumping to plank. Maybe. I just love jumping. Breathe, adjust, tuck in whatever you need. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chaturanga Dandasana, push forward, halfway down, untuck your toes. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, tuck your toes under, push to downward dog. Walk the dog. So I always say, and I mean it, don't wait for me if you need to drink water or take a break. So we're going to take a tiny bit of a break, and I'm going to drink some water, if that's okay with you. So we can reset and have the best practice possible. Meet me in downward dog. And don't worry, I'll wait for you. On your next inhale, left leg goes up. Bring it behind the right leg on the ground. And then if you need, walk the hands closer so the back heel of the left leg is on the ground too. You can even try and push those hips up and back some more. That will create that beautiful stretch. And bring it back. The hands bring back to their position. And the leg to a three-legged leg. Bend the left leg to your chest. Lift the back heel. Push forward, flex, and step it in between your hands. Runners, make sure your feet are positioned in a good and healthy position here, and then lower the knee. Untuck your toes and rise up. Hands can go up or stay on your hips. It's up to you. Make sure you are strong in your hips. This is a marvelous hip alignment position. And open to the left to a twist. Hands facing the left side. Keep on engaging the glutes, so you're not moving in your legs. Breathe. On your next exhale, bend back as if the left hand wants to come to the ground. Keep pushing those hips and those glutes. And come on back up. Cartwheel the hands to frame the front leg. Come, tuck your toes under and come to runners, and then to high lunge. Again, take the time to adjust. Breathe. Engage the core. And then push forward. Come to airplane. It doesn't have to be a perfect airplane. You're just waiting. Come on back down, sorry. You're just weighing on your options here, right? Push forward, come up. We are not paying attention to the form. We are paying attention to the movement. Come on back down. And the movement is led by the standing leg. Come on back up, third time. And then bend the standing leg, bring the right leg to meet the left. Chair. So in chair, pay attention to tucking the tailbone in. And then again, rib cage in. So we're not opening the chest, we are tucking everything in. One more breath. And release down to a forward fold. Cha-cha-cha. And on your next inhale, come to halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, and maybe jumping to plank. Bring your hands to diamond. So that means the index fingers and the thumbs together under your shoulders. You can lower your knees or keep on pushing up. Just hold it here. Tuck those elbows in. So you're corking your arm inside the shoulder. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower yourself all the way down slowly, slowly. And open the hands to a T. Bring the right cheek to the mat. And breathe. Bend the left leg and lift it a little bit. Try to leave the pelvis bone on the ground. And then push it to the right, to the back. Right. Bring the foot to the ground. Open the knee to the ceiling. This is scorpion stretch. And then bring it back. Switch the sides of your cheeks. So the left one is now on the ground. Bend the right leg and lift it. Try to play around and see that the top of your pelvis, the front top of your pelvis, is still on the ground when you lift it. That will ensure you're working from the glute. And then push it back to the left side until the foot is on the ground. Beautiful. And push that knee up. So that's creating that beautiful twist in your back, like kitchen rug of sorts. And bring it back. Midway in that metaphor, I thought, I'm not going to tell them they're rugs. But I did. Bring the hands to your body. Just know you are not rugs. You are not kitchen rugs. And engage the feet into the mat. Exhale. Inhale. And then on your next exhale, Peel the chest up. Your choice, either look forward or down. I like down, but it's up to you. Release. Maybe windshield your legs a little bit here. We have 2 more sets. And I'm going to progress it. You decide where you stop, okay? Inhale, activate the legs. Exhale, come on up. Your choice of the head. Maybe hands go behind you, interlace, and push those shoulders even farther back. Breathe and release. Windshield the legs if you need. 1 more. And activate the legs into the mat. Inhale. Exhale, come on up. Hands behind you. Then legs. You can interlace the fingers and push some more. But breathe. And release. Push yourself to table. Push yourself to child's pose. And this is a beautiful time again to do whatever your body needs. I need a little bit of water. Or maybe just breathe. If you are in child pose, talk to your heart and lower your heartbeat. Come back to the yoga. Come back to the breath. And when you're ready, push back to table. Tuck your toes under. And push back to downward dog. Big breath in. And let it go. On your next inhale, right leg goes up. Lift the back heel, bend the leg to your chest, flex the foot and step it in between your hands. Lower the back heel and rise up to warrior 2. I'm going to switch. Flip the front hand and reverse the warrior. Left hand can do whatever. It can be on your hip, on your thigh, or behind your back. Now remember in the warm-up I said push that elbow back. Keep on doing that, opening the chest, looking up. Engage the feet into the mat. Push those hips forward. Push those shoulders back. Inhale. Exhale, come back to warrior 2. Now reach to the right leg direction forward as far as you can. Then open the palms of your hands, lower them to the ground and one hand to the sky, and straighten your front leg. Triangle. Now push those hips forward. I have to remind myself to do that. Bend the front leg and come on back up to warrior 2. Bring the right leg foot rather, to be parallel to the left foot. Wide stand. Hands on your mat. One breath. Open the hands to a T. Push those hips back, but engage the core, the same manner we did in the halfway lift, and come all the way down. Here is your choice. Either hands at the middle of your stand. You can also put blocks under if this is not in your practice. And if you are quite flexible, then you can hold on to your ankles. And if you do that, now it's the time to shift the weight into your toes. So your head is trying to get to the floor. Maybe it does. Maybe you're just on the way. And if you are there and you're holding your heels or your shins, pull in with your hands and push those hips up. And then release that pulling. And everybody bring the hands to the center of your feet. Bring those heels a little bit inward as if we're going to goddess. But we're not. And now just push from side to side, kind of side lunges without straightening the legs. It's just in a very subtle position. Now, if you want more, you can bring yourself, first come to stillness, and then bring yourself to halfway lift with the hands in a T, and do the same without the hands between your legs. Now, remember that core engagement and tucking the tailbone in. We have a tendency to kind of curve our lower back here. Breathe. One more time to each side. And release back to center. Bring those heels out again. And come all the way up with hands in a T as you were before. Right leg bent. And bring the finger or the toes to point the front, setting back up to warrior two. Cartwheel the back hand and the back heel to meet the front, but do it gracefully. Nice. Inhale, circle sweep the hands to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, come to plank. Chaturanga push-up. Upward dog. Downward dog. Come to stillness, setting up for the other side. On your next inhale, left leg goes up. Lift the back heel, bend the leg. Flex it and step it in between your hands. And set up to warrior on the other side. So the back heel comes to the ground, creating a T with the feet. And adjusting, always adjusting. Push those hips forward, shoulders back. Flip the front hand and reverse the warrior. We're going to be here for 3 breaths. So make sure you're stable. Right hand can go around your back, or on your hip, or on your thigh. Open that chest, look up. One more breath. Come back to warrior two. Start pointing to the front or to the left side. Forward, 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 forward. When you can't go no more, open the palms of your hands and bend over. So left hand on the floor or on the inside of your leg. Right hand up. Straighten the front leg. Come to triangle. Again, push those hips forward and back. It's the same cue as downward dog, but now we're in a different position. Inhale, bend the front leg. Come back to warrior two. Bring the left leg and foot to be parallel to the right. Bring those heels inward and sit down to goddess. Find that position in which you can hold. So when I say hold, you can be very low, but it's not sustainable. You want to be in a place where you have flow of energy, you're not exhausting yourself, but at the same time, you're challenging yourself, right? So tuck the tailbone in, and we're going to bring the hands here like a curl. Punch to the left, so diagonally, the right hand to the left, and the left hand to the right. Do that a few times, and again, try not to move the base. Use your breath. Maybe exhale when you punch. And you can pick up the pace. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on up, rise up, straightening the legs. Bringing the lotus flower into your chest, back to goddess. A little bit of a bounce here, maybe moving the hips. If you are able, then circle the hips and the pelvis around. Again, resetting the hips here. And come on back up. Bring the feet to be parallel. Come back to warrior two, left leg to the front. And cartwheel the back leg to meet the front. Gracefully. I overdid it, I know. I just felt like it. Inhale, circle, sweep the hands to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Release yourself here. Release the head. I always say it, you don't have to go on your hands, on your head to get the inversions benefit or benefits. This is quite sufficient. You can try and challenge yourself by straightening the legs and pulling yourself into your legs. But bit by bit, every time you do this, you'll find yourself closer. On your next inhale, release everything and come on back up. Circle, sweep the hands to the sky. Hands to heart center. And hands on the hips. Open your feet a little bit. And again, just a little bit of circles. Again, this is, by the way, a reset motion for everything you do. You'll see kids, if they sit too much on a chair and they're going to go out to recess or something, you'll see them do this. That's exactly it. You just have to shake, shake, shake the energy, right? And it's all connected to the hip flexors and thighs and whatnot. Big breath in, circle, sweep the hands to the sky. A little bit of a back bend. So engage glutes. Never go back without engaging the glutes. Drop the head, hands together, and just bend backwards. But really gently. Oops, that was me. And come back. My hip just knacked, you guys. I live for those moments. It's so much fun now. Shift your weight on the right leg. I'm just going to figure out where I'm better in front here. And lift the left leg up. Nothing much. You decide what to do with your hands. They can do whatever. Engage the glute, the standing leg glute. Circle the heel a few times just to see if movement, or the wrists as well, if movement is not throwing you off the balance. And then bring the foot to tree. It can be on the inside of your thigh or on your shin. You can come to tree proper, hands up, or any position you like. Breathe. And release. So shake the right leg, especially the foot. So that's why we stretch the foot at the beginning. But that is the root of all standing and balancing poses. Shift your weight to the left side. Engage the standing leg. Remember, we're going to be about 5 breaths with the right leg up. So pace yourselves and find those tweaks in which you know your balance is, how should I say, undisturbed. One more breath and prepare for tree. When I come to tree, I tuck my tailbone in, I engage the standing leg even more, and then I grow taller from my hips up. It presents a little bit of a challenge, but I like it. Glutes are working like crazy, both legs. Hands can do anything you want. If you feel very comfortable, maybe push those hips forward a little bit. Change the balance of your tree. Try it. And release. Shake, shake, shake the left leg. Come to more or less the third of the front mat, of your mat, and bring the heels inward, but the feet are the width of the mat, what I call the Charlie Chaplin stand. Going down to yogi squat, pushing hips back, knees always at the directions of the toes, and that's important. Don't do this and don't do this. You will get there, but when you're going down, toes and knees the same direction, and then lower the hips and the pelvis, and then maybe open. Reason being, we don't want the knees to carry our weight. And here, they don't. Here we have the ankles, we have the back, and engage your glutes, one of the largest group muscles in your body because you are on your legs all day. Those are designed to carry you. Grow taller and engage the glutes. I'm pushing the inside of my hips with my elbows. It's not a resting pose. Now release all tension and see the difference? This is completely different. Come on back up to that powerful squat. Engage the glutes, so you push those hips forward a little bit. And release one more time. Now when you release, let yourself go. And reset. Nice. I feel it. I really feel it. I like it. You don't have to do much in yoga. You just have to use the breath and tweak. Right, release all the way down the bum to the ground and place your feet at the width of the mat in front of you. What I call position A, I don't know why, that's my head. And set up for boat. The way I like to set up is rising up, hands under the knees, just for the leaning back. And then I lean back, but I'm tucking the tailbone in and I'm not letting my rib cage, the flare up thing that it wants to do. Then I roll my shoulders back and I lift my leg. Legs, plural. Hands can come off from under and you can straighten the leg. Again, plural. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the soles of your feet together and flap the wings. You can even go forward, just stretching the lower back and the outside of your thighs. It should feel nice, but I don't like saying should because we're all different. Just a suggestion. And if you are pushing forward, I recommend straight back. Maybe you'll go low, not as low, but you're going to open more. My 2 cents. Bring it back up. Set it up in position A again. Feet the width of the mat. Grow taller from your hips up. Lean back, maybe hands behind your knees. Lift those up. Maybe stay here. Maybe let the hands go. You only do that if you are having that core as one block. Maybe straightening the legs. Roll those shoulders back. I had to remind myself. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release back to bound angel. Bound angel. Flip, flip, flip. This time you can go back. You can go back and just relax a little bit. Maybe to your forearms. It depends on what your body is happy with. Maybe that's beautiful, Carrie. Just roll your head, but be sure not to collapse into this position. Be strong, not activating the core, just the shoulders. Nice. Inhale and exhale. And push back up. Position A. We're not going to boat. We're going to come down on our forearms behind us and bring the knees just stacked over the hips. The legs are bent. Okay? Now, if this forearm position is not comfortable to you, you can always come back to your back. It depends on your neck. Some people have weird. We're going to go back, but just the first one we're doing here. Straighten the left leg, tap it, and bring it back. Straighten the right leg, tap it, and bring it back. Left, back. Right, back. Engage the core at the same position as before. But this time, because we have so much movement, we have the forearms to support us. So left or right, it doesn't matter. I'm going on time here. You guys just keep on straightening and tapping and bringing it back to that position of knees over the hips. Keep on tapping. I'm working you today, you guys. Today is core day. And 3, 2, And 1. Bring the soles of your feet together and release yourself to the ground. So you're in supine bound angel. You can add here a beautiful stretch that I've learned from Erin. Palms of your hands on top of your thighs where the crease is, the pelvis connects to the thighs, and push down. So you're pushing down with your hands, decompressing the lower back. If this is beautiful for you, you can even sway from side to side, make the legs sway from side to side. Just suggestions. You can even just be here. No pushing, no decompressing, no nothing. And now, bring those legs into your chest. Give yourself a nice hug. 1 breath here. And position the legs as they were before, but this time not on our forearms, straight on our back. We're going to do the same thing, but this time straightening the leg straight up to the sky, and then lowering, tapping, bringing it up straight to the sky and bending. Straightening the other leg, and on purpose I didn't say which leg because it doesn't matter, we're working on time. Tapping, bringing it up straight, pointing to the ceiling, and bending. So let's take it from now. Straighten the leg, tap, bring it back, bend. Straighten the other leg, tap, bring it back straight, and bend. Up and bend, straightening, tapping, up and bend. And I'm just gonna talk while we're doing it. What is most important here is pushing the lower back to the mat. You are trying to eliminate that natural curve on the lower back. You're pushing into the mat. Also, pay attention to your rib cage. Don't let it flare up. And at the same time, because I want to add some more things here, make sure your shoulders are nice and soft. So 5, 2, and 1. Release the legs to the mat, either straight or feet on the ground, and just windshield the legs from side to side. Again, your choice of reset motion. Very important to have that reset motion so the body doesn't get a stress signal from one place in the body. It goes, oh, okay, I can relax. And then when you work that muscle again, it's ready. Oh, we did that before. So, set it up once again, lying on your back, bent legs up in the air, knees over your hips. Push that lower back into the mat, activating the lower core. That's the pronunciation I'm looking for, that lower core working. And even staying here is enough. Now bring the hands to your thighs. Push the hands into your thighs and push the thighs into your hands. Activate the lower back. Push into the mat with your lower back. Tuck your tailbone in, tuck those ribs, and breathe. Keep on doing that. It's hard, but it's so good for you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Maybe bring the soles of your feet together to bound angel and just rock from side to side. Or, other option is bringing your knees into your chest and give yourself a hug. Your body should tell you what it needs. And if you are here, you can rock from side to side wherever you are, enjoying a break. That's it, no more core. Today the emphasis was core. And bring the feet to the mat. Hip distance apart, but not too close to the bum bum. Tuck your tailbone in and bring it up to a low bridge. No need to go deep. Just off the mat. Hands can face the floor, and then that will give you opportunity to roll the shoulders into the mat and therefore come up a little bit more. Breathe and bring your focus to your heels. Drive those heels into the mat. That will ensure you're activating your glutes. One more breath. On your exhale, come on down, slowly, slowly, slowly. And then rock the legs from side to side. Enjoying this reset motion again. And then stay in center. Bring the right leg on top of your left thigh, bent. Keep that foot in flex. You can stay here. You can use a block to open that thigh a little bit more, that right thigh. Or you can lift the left leg and push this into your chest. So a lot of variations to this number 4 stretch of the right hip. You can even interlace your fingers on the shin and pull even more if you are really warmed up. As usual, don't go to an overstretching of a movement or a pose. It's always better to stay where you're confident and challenge yourself with little movements. If you are a bendy type, you can try to straighten the left leg and grab hold of your foot. If you need a visual, then look at me. I'm kind of bendy. And release the left leg back to the mat. And drop the legs as they are to the left. So your right knee is on top of your left heel. If this is not in your practice, simply put 2 legs on top of each other. 2 options here. Hands can be in a T, gaze can be to the right. And engage the breath. The big challenge in the stretches is actually letting go after an hour of really working out. And bring it back to center. Drop it to the left. And look to the left if you want another layer of movement. Again, if this is not comfortable, put one leg on top of the other. Some people have tender knees or ankles, so pay attention to what your body is telling you. And bring it back to center. Take it to the other side. Left leg on the right. Bring the right leg to your chest. If you want, you can stay on the ground. If you need some more, interlace your fingers on your shin and then pull in. And once you are set and in a good position, maybe if you're bendy and you want a challenge, you can straighten the right leg and grab hold of your foot. And release it back down. Right foot on the mat. Drop it to the right, gazing to the left. Remember to release the tension in your shoulders, in your face, even in your breath. And bring it back to center. Drop it to the other side. Remember those cues. If your knees hurt, then one leg on top of the other is plenty. Take your time breathing and coming out of that twist. And take your time doing whatever you need to do with your body in order to come to a nice and relaxed Shavasana. So what I learned is that if I don't take out all the little movements in my body before I come to Shavasana, it just doesn't work. So be attentive and do it. Bring your attention back to your breath. Breathe in and out. And on your next inhale, fill up only your belly. Hold it at the top, and then exhale through your nose if possible. Inhale again, only belly. Hold it at the top. Exhale through the nose. One more time, belly. Hold it at the top. Exhale through the nose. Inhale belly. Inhale rib cage. Hold it. Exhale through the nose. Rib cage first and belly. One more time. Belly. Rib cage. Hold it at the top. Release rib cage. Belly through the nose. Inhale belly. Inhale rib cage. Hold it. Release rib cage. Belly. Next time you inhale belly, rib cage, fill it up all the way to your collarbones and hold. Then release collarbones, rib cage, belly, through the nose. Two more like that. Inhale belly, rib cage, collarbones, release. Last time. Inhale belly, rib cage, collarbones, hold it at the top and release through the nose. And now come to a more comfortable breath, not so rigid. And think about the yoga being just a breath moving through different poses. Much like you are a form which the great energy moves through. And whenever you're ready, start wiggling your toes, your fingers, introducing movement to the extremities of your body. Maybe stretching into stick pose, and then pushing yourself to one side in a fiddle position, which is the first pose we ever had, all of us. And slowly but surely push yourself back up to a seated position so we can finish this beautiful practice with the sacred sound of Om. So first, a cleansing breath, your decision with the position of your hands. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and Om. Namaste for joining us. We don't take it for granted ever. Have a great day. Namaste.